Police have arrested two women in their mid-20s in connection with the abduction of two babies at the Dora Nginza Hospital in Gqeberha. The newborns, who were just 2 days old, the other was 4 days old, were allegedly taken from the maternity ward earlier this week. Let's get you a live update now. Bring in SABC News reporter Lerato Fekisi. And Lerato, you've just been at that briefing that was given by the provincial government. What else are they telling us about these women and why they abducted these children?
Well, a very good evening to you, Gqeberha. Like you said, we've just come out of a briefing with the MEC of Health, Gqeberha, who gave us a detailed timeline as to what happened when the two babies were kidnapped from Dora Nginza Hospital on Tuesday night. She says the lady in question, who's a suspect that will appear tomorrow at the New Brighton Magistrate Court, had been to the hospital, had been to clinics, and had been told that she's not pregnant. And then she had been to antenatal checks, and she had been confirmed that she wasn't pregnant with twins. She then found her way inside the Dora Nginza Hospital, where she was walking around the hospital masterminding or pretending to be pregnant, and that is how she got access to the maternity ward, to the nursery in particular, where the two babies, like you said, aged 2 days and aged 4 days, who are prematures, still in an incubator, were removed from their incubators, placed inside a bag, and she then left the hospital in a separate exit, and that is how she left the hospital with the two babies. And then a day later, after her picture circulated on social media, a neighbor who identified her from social media posts saw her picture, saw her gown, and also saw the bag that she left carrying the babies in, and came up front and confronted her, asking where these babies come from, who are they, and why she stole the babies. And she said that at that time she took the suspect back to Dora Nginza, and that's how the babies were reunited with their parents and are currently under supervision at the Dora Nginza Hospital.
So that's the story of one woman and her alleged involvement here. What about the other woman? What role did she play?
From what we heard, Gqeberha, from the family members who were telling us the story, the MEC of Health was reluctant to give us more information about the suspect, saying that this is a matter that's now under the police and they must handle any other legal or police matters. They must answer those questions. But when we were speaking to the family members, they actually explained to us that the other woman was a lady who had given birth a week ago, left her baby at the hospital, and was returning back to the hospital. And she was saying, I quote, used by the one lady who abducted the children. I kind of had a small talk with her as a way of getting inside the maternity ward. So from what we heard from the families, it's still yet to be confirmed, but the family members were adamant that they alleged that the second lady in fact did not conspire or help the number one suspect to abduct the lady, but instead she made small talk with her because she knew she was someone who had a baby in the maternity ward, and therefore become easy access into the maternity ward itself through just a small talk, and then eventually walking inside with her as pretending as if she knew her, and then walked inside the ward.
The incident does raise security questions, though, Lerato. How is the health department responding to the fact that a woman who, from what we know, is not an experienced criminal of any kind, was able to go in and take a baby and leave undetected?
There was actually a question that I posed to the MEC of Health, asking her what security measures are going to put in place, that especially when you think of it, Gqeberha, that the MEC of Health says that this woman who was told she's not pregnant, who was not pregnant, was still able to roam around the hospital, roam around the entire maternity ward, inside a nursery. Yes, she was told she's not pregnant. And how was she able to breach the security breach that was there? And the MEC said that they are currently in talks with the hospital, the CEOs and higher staff of the hospital, to try install more CCTV cameras. They're also trying to introduce a biometric system where if you're in a maternity ward, you'll use that to get into the nursery. But overall saying that there is a plan. There are funds in place now to try beef up security, especially to use modern day technology to ensure that not everyone has got such easy access to the hospital, in particular the maternity ward.